Hey everyone, my name is Justin White. I'm the CEO and founder of Senior Health Services. Thank you so much for taking time to watch. And today we're going to talk about why would you want to work for commission? Being in sales, you oftentimes will hear that. And commission is really, it's not a bad word, but it's been made out to be a bad word in recent years. And I chose it specifically, but I completely understand why people look at that in a poor light. Oftentimes, commission is looked at badly when you're working in an industry where you're talking somebody into something that they may or may not need or want to buy. Um, Sometimes companies handle commissions in a shady way that makes it to where it seems and feels like a big ripoff. Oftentimes, agencies and companies and just sales companies, for lack of a better term, will have things where their hiring is more of a mudball situation where they bring you in, and if you sell, great. If you don't sell, whatever. And you're sitting there going, what in the world? I mean, I'm not being paid anything and I don't understand this. And it just feels like you've kind of gotten the shaft in some way. Those are all things, folks, that it is completely clouds over what commission is and what the intention is. And so I think it's a very healthy conversation to have about why would you want to work for commission? And many of you watching this, you shouldn't work for commission. The people who work for commission want something else. I chose commission because early in my career, before I got into insurance, and I was still in my early 30s, I'd gotten out of college and I was working I was teaching school basically, and I came to the realization that I was not making the money that I wanted to make, that I was going to need to make moving forward. Teaching is a very noble profession, and there's lots of people that do it and love it. I started off and I just had a change of heart. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy it, and I was good at it. I liked it, but I was not going to be able to do what I wanted to do personally if I didn't change course. And I was teaching at the collegiate level. So I got into insurance. I got into sales because I had heard that you could make money. And I started looking around and realized that, hey, if I'm going to do this, I need to go all in. I need to go commission. And basically, commission is it's like, look, we're going to pay you a lot more than you would normally make in an hour or a week or whatever for you doing something that we, the company, cannot do. A static company cannot bring clients in. When they hire a commission based salesperson, they're saying, look, you like talking to people, you like and enjoy interacting with folks. So you go out and bring us clients, and we are going to make it worth your while to do that. And that worth your while, the monetary exchange that happens is commission. And folks like me, and possibly you, maybe not you, I don't know, that look at this, you might look at this and be like, um, I want to do commission because I want to find something that I enjoy doing and then go get good at it so I can earn a way above average income. And that's what I was seeking, and that's what I ended up doing. And I chose insurance because I knew that everybody needed it. And I knew it was massive. I mean, you talk about auto and home and commercial and umbrella and just all these different things, not to mention life and health and long term care and Medicare and annuities and blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. It was massive, massive. And I knew people needed it every day. It was rooted in, birth and death and family planning and estate planning and tax planning. And I was like, that is a serious deal. I started looking at what people made, and I was like, that's what I need to do. And at the time, I knew nothing. So once I found that out and started looking into it, I started looking into the different genres. I settled on life and health, and I started looking into it, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. I kind of like this. And I started realizing that if I like it and got good at it, then I would do well. And that's exactly what ended up happening. And so for most of my career, I've earned a very above average income and continue to. And it's just been absolutely perfect for me. I have very, very little of my adult life ever been on a salary. And now I've gotten to the point to where, and you never say never, but I've gotten to a point to where I'm just not ever going to go that way because I like my freedom. And if I go out to sell something and I don't do well, I'm okay with not being paid that day. You know why? Because I know that tomorrow's another day and I'm going to work again and it all comes around and I'm going to end up being paid for the time I spend on it, so long as I put the time in and work at it and I've got good products, which I do, and and just go out there and tell my story and help people with stuff that I know that they need. That's the thing with commission. So if you're looking for flexible hours and you might be a stay-at-home mom, you might be somebody that's like, I just don't want to go into an office. You may be somebody that's like me, that's like, I need to dadgummit, I need to be able to earn more money. And if that means I can say, look, keep your salary and pay me more if I do what I do, that's what I saw it. I just wanted to get out there and get something done. And so when people look at sales and they take a base plus a little bit of commission, to me, that mutes the possibility. The base is never very much, and the commission is muted to basically pay for the base. So you're giving up some of your commission to get the base, and it's reducing both of them. If you go in and you go into insurance, my business, for example, and that can really be ruthless on the side of working for a base of any kind. Not many organizations offer base salaries, for selling insurance. And that's really, really good because to me, when you take that and you're letting somebody else take the risk of sales, do not think that they're doing that for free out of the good of their heart. It's usually because they're keeping something on the back end. And in my opinion, usually what they're doing, if they're going, okay, well, we're gonna hold on to the renewals. We own the book of business now because we're giving you whatever it is, leads or computer software or whatever. It's like, I will buy my own computer software and I will go out and figure out how to market and get the leads because I want the full commission and I want to own the fruits of my labor. I want to own that because those are streams of income that actually can be sold later on. I will buy blocks of business because they're a stream of income. And so when somebody wants to retire and you've worked and established this block of business, you can actually sell that thing. And a lot of people just don't know that. So whether you work for commission or not, to kind of bring this to a close, depends upon what you're looking for. If you're somebody that you need to make money right now and you don't really care about the amount of money and you're not really all that concerned about having flexibility in your schedule, then commission may be terrible. It may just be too stressful for you. You may just say, look, I want to know if I go somewhere for 5 hours, I'm walking away with a certain amount of money. And that is completely great. And I don't want anybody to think that I'm, devaluing or, disdaining that for any reason, because I'm not. It just depends on what you're looking for. But if you're somebody that's looking for, I want control, I want to be my own boss, I want freedom, and I want to get good at it because when I get good at it, I know I'm going to make more. And then you just figure out how to work within that. That's the people that work well on commission. And it's a game changer for those for whom it fits. So when you're looking around for a sales job, and I can really only speak, to be fair, for insurance. I've sold some other stuff, but that was a long time ago. Insurance is where I'm at. And for insurance, my advice is if you come into insurance, keep all your commission and own your book of business. Try not, for heaven's sake, try not to take something where you're getting free things for that and they're putting you on a vesting schedule. You can do that, and some people do that, and it's fine. For me, it's like, my gosh, own what you're doing. Own what you're doing. Forget the vesting schedule. Own it from the beginning. Take the harder road because the harder road is the one that's going to pay you better and it's going to give you the freedom and all that stuff that you desire. Okay. So hopefully that explains some of that. I know I ramble a lot, but it's something that's really near and dear to me. And I don't like I deal with a lot of agents that go somewhere and they will unknowingly take the free deal or we're going to provide you with all this stuff. And then they go over there and they literally give up the entire reason for going into sales in the first place, which is that big earning potential and the freedom. Okay. So if you go into insurance, take the commission position, earn all the money and own your block, or go do something else. And I'm not saying that to be ugly. I'm just saying it because I want you to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and in insurance, they can be significant. Okay. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. If you're looking around for a place to hang your hat in the insurance business, especially if you like working with seniors in the Medicare space, call me. I'm Justin White, Senior Health Services. Take care.